Today on TQA Weekly, learn how to charge your mobile device faster. My name is Steve Smith, this is TQA Weekly, and if ever you have any questions, comments, suggestions, and or PC horror stories, you can always email me at ask@tqaweekly.com. Go to my website, tqaweekly.com, and yes, it's encrypted, and you can use the contact form to email me directly. And of course, you can always interact with others on each of the specific topics and questions I answer every single week. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube, Blip.tv, Vimeo, or anywhere else I post every single week, the comments box is down below. And today's topic is all about charging your favorite MP3 players, cell phones, tablets faster and faster and faster, as long as they actually have a USB cable and maybe one of these things that charges inside the wall. And I actually give you all the responses to how that actually works by explaining to you the specific standards that are required to know for these specific things. That way, you'll actually know what the response is at the end, and you'll be able to explain it to others. So first, the computer and laptops that we tend to charge off of have a circuit that actually has 5 volts, plus or minus 25%, so anywhere from 4.75 volts all the way up to 5.25 volts. That's the absolute maximum. It never leaves that range whatsoever. It gives a total power to the circuit of 500 milliamperes, and here's a fast fact: no USB 2 port can actually exceed 100 milliamperes. USB 3 passes by going all the way up to 150 milliamperes, but there is no mobile device with a battery that supports USB 3 that I have seen in this area whatsoever, and I live in North America. Now, knowing that we're not going to get more than 100 milliamperes, so that is 0.1 amps, we can easily figure out for ourselves by reading these wall warts that they have more power. An Apple charger that plugs into the wall for the iPhone 5 has 0.15 amperes, the same as USB 3, 150 milliamperes. These, my charger for my tablets, have 300 milliamperes. So 0.3. You would have expected to charge 3 times faster than the computer. And that is a fairly fair assumption. So basically, we can already guess that it would actually take less time. But there's a detail missing, and the detail is in the cable. So these cables are usually made of a gauge of between 20 and 28 for each of the legs inside the cable, offering a resistance of 0.2 to 1.3 ohms. For those who don't know, let's put a little bit of math into it. So a cable that is 30 centimeters long, 1 foot, will have 10 times more power and transfer rate than a cable that is 3 meters long, 10 feet. So obviously speaking, we already know that this has something to do with it. What does this mean? Well, the shorter this cable is, the less it has to be energized, the less resistance over length there's going to be, and the more power gets the device. Because it doesn't matter how much input you put into the actual USB cable, it will never have the same output on the end of the cable because all of these cables have resistance. So, in order to charge your device faster, you need to use as short a cable as you can get your hands on to charge faster, as powerful as you can get, and I wouldn't pass 3 amperes, but you can go higher, just make sure you stay safe. And you also have to make sure that you pay attention to one extra detail that does not matter to these things, but that does matter to computers. It's that you have to make sure that the device does not try to exceed too much power. There's something cool in computers that doesn't necessarily happen in these wall warts that we plug into computer. When they attempt to charge, they have to request a certain amount of power from the USB hub. If they try to exceed the safe limit, the circuit steps down or turns off. This is why a lot of our USB devices tend to overheat when they're plugged in the wall and sometimes cause fires in beds. Okay? So, if you haven't already subscribed to this show, be sure to subscribe to this. If you know anyone who can benefit from this, share this, and don't forget to like it if you have. Have a great day, and let's see you here next week.